I woke up this morning, tied my boots up, cause I knew it was gonna be a long day. Tied my truck up, grabbed my coffee, kissed my baby, got on my way.
Here we are, just a couple weeks to go, guys. Hang on, I promise you we'll get through this. So we're going to start investigating the brains a little bit more. Last week you had a chance to kind of get a fun review slash investigation by Bill Nye. If you haven't had a chance to do that yet, I encourage you to go back and look at it. It's kind of a fun way to get started. So we're going to go down to Unit 2, where we've been most of the quarter now. And then we're going to come down to 2.4, the Control Center. So I'm going to click on the Control Center, and once I get there, there's a lot to this today. So I want to kind of make sure that we understand what we're going to do. This will be the only assignment this week because there is so much to get accomplished that it should cover the time allotted for the 3 days. So first thing I want you to do is I want you to read about the amazing brain. You're going to learn about this picture here. This is kind of a little intro story. And it's critical that you read this because at the end of the activity, you need to refer back to things that happened in this story. So it won't take you very long. It's just a couple of paragraphs. And then you can kind of get things going. And then once you've read that, there's a couple of things that I'm going to have you do. Step 1, you're going to download this brain diagram. Now, I've already included that. I've already downloaded that here. Sorry about that. I have that in the wrong order. And these are just blank diagrams. You'll see you have a side view. You have a top view. You have an underneath view or a bottom view. And then you have one where the brain has been cross-sectioned in half. So you can get an interior view. And I'm going to refer back to this in just a second. The other document that you're going to download is this Control Center document right here. And it looks like this. And there's 23 pages of this thing. So it may take you a couple of seconds to get it downloaded, depending on how fast your home internet connection is. But you're going to then throw this into Notability. You're actually throwing both documents into Notability. And so for the first part of the activity, you may just want to do this first part today, okay? And then kind of divvy out the next part, 2 parts over the next couple of days. But what you're going to do is you're going to read, this is that exact same story again. So if you by chance just want to download this, it's the exact same scenario that we're working with. But then it kind of breaks us through. Now, if we were in class, we would be creating label flags. You're not going to create label flags because you don't have a brain in front of you. I hope not. I mean, unless you can get access to a sheep brain, and then that would just be totally awesome. But please don't go out and harm a sheep to fulfill this activity. That would not be cool. And as you scroll through this document, you're going to see external brain structures, okay? And there's that same side, top, and bottom view that you have in this document right here, okay? You're going to transpose, because the human brain and the sheep brain, even though they kind of look different, they are different in shape, they have the exact same structures, okay? And so I want to make sure that we have a chance to kind of do some comparison. So you will see they've kind of done a comparison, the side view, the back view, the top view, or the top view and the bottom view of each. And then it will break down into each, okay? So now they show you the cerebellum, the cerebrum, and the brainstem. What you're going to do is transpose what you see here to this document here. So if we are on our side view, or this would be the front view, because that's what we have going on here. Actually, we have all 3 views. You're going to label the cerebellum and color it in. So right here, you will come down to the cerebellum. You will color it. It doesn't have to be green. It can be whatever color you want. Just please make sure that you use the highlighter to color and not the marker. The marker will cover up the details. Go on and color this in with the highlighter, and then I want you to label it. Write the word cerebellum, and put an arrow. Same thing, you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to scroll down here to the bottom view, And you're going to do that again. This is my cerebellum, right? You're going to color it that same color that you do in the original one with the highlighter tool, and then you're going to mark it cerebellum. Same thing with the brain stem. They also want you to cover the brain stem. So we're going to color it on both the bottom, which is right here, and this view right here, which is right here. Color it, label it, and then we're moving on down through the document. Kind of gives you some more information about those three. And then we get to talking about the corpus callosum, the right and the left cerebral hemispheres. Kind of make sure you're paying attention to what each of these areas do. And then you're going to label, again, the left and right cerebral hemisphere as we kind of go through on your sheet brain for your brain. You will come up to here. You will label the front and the right cerebral hemispheres. You kind of get the point of what's going on here, don't you? I hope. Frontal lobe. Again, side view, top view, bottom view. You are going to go to your diagram and you're going to label on the side view, you're going to color in the frontal lobe with whatever color you choose and then label it. And then you're going to come down to here and you're going to color it and you're going to label it just like you see here on the top view, the left and the right. You're going to do that here. And then you're going to go onto the bottom view and you're going to label the front or the cerebral hemisphere, okay, as well. I'm sorry, the frontal lobe, excuse me. Frontal lobe here and here. And you're going to color it the same color that you do in the others up here. So you're just going to keep working your way through this, and then you're going to get to the motor cortex. Exact same thing. Take the motor cortex, go to the top view, find the motor cortex, color it, and label it. Do the exact same thing in any view that you can see the motor cortex. And it's pretty much giving you the answers here. Just keep working your way through this. So, and then the parietal lobe. What does the parietal lobe do? Kind of find out all that information. And you're just going to transpose what you see on this document to this document. That's the first thing you're turning in this week. Okay, so once you get that guy, you can hand it in. Then you will have everything labeled and you will kind of go through. That's going to take you a good portion of your time to find out what's going on. Once you've done all that, you can go back and I will have posted, here's a video link to how to remove the, actually it's the Bill Nye one, I'm sorry, how you're going to remove the, what we call the dura mater, okay, and we'll walk you through all that. I'm also going to have a video, instead of this video link here, I will have other videos of an actual sheep brain being dissected. I want you to watch those. Kind of take a look at them. Do the best you can with them. They're not very long. Then when you get to the very end, and this is the third thing that you're doing, you are going to, so this is all the functions of the brain, the different sections, and what it's responsible for. And yes, that is a human brain dissection, by the way. For those of you that want to watch that, you can. I mean, that's not required, but if that's something you would like to watch, you can. You will then come down to this, to the control center document, scroll all the way to the bottom, and remember when I told you at the beginning that you needed to read that story? This is why. You're going to read about the section feels stitches of the ball. What region of the brain is responsible for feeling? What region is responsible for hearing, smelling, tasting, that kind of thing? Again, you will find that information in this document at the bottom, okay? So you will type that information in. So I'm giving you a lot this week. That's why you've got all week to get this accomplished. You're going to label each section of these brains. Make sure you write off to the side what it is and then color that section. You will, once you get all that done, by the way, there's also an interior view. I didn't walk you through that up here, but when you get to the bottom of this page, you will see there's an interior view. Again, you're going to color and label, very similar to what you're seeing right here. And then you're going to fill out the bottom of this chart using all the information. Every answer is in this document. You're going to read through, find out what section of the brain is responsible for each of these areas or each of these experiences that the pitcher had. Okay? All right, there's a ton here. Again, I'm also going to throw in on this document on Canvas, I'm going to throw in a different video showing you an exact, I'm scrolling through, making myself dizzy. So showing you some dissections. This is what we would have been doing in class had we been in a physical classroom. All right, tons to do this week. Get it all turned in. It's worth 50 points. So make sure you get this one done. All right, have a great week. We'll talk to you next Tuesday on the last week of school. Take care.
I woke up this morning, tied my boots up, cause I knew it was gonna be a long day.